Edward Joseph, an interesting scholar from the Biden administration whose foreign policy was disastrous catastrophe for the Western Balkans by consistently enabling Serbia, a Russian proxy in the Western Balkans, to basically tear apart the architecture of security in Europe, specifically in the Western Balkans. So when Serbia signed a foreign policy alignment treaty with Moscow in September 2022, it started escalations of the violence of political maneuvering in favor of Moscow. And may I kindly ask you, Mr. Edward Joseph, the scholar, bright-minded person of the Biden failed catastrophe foreign policy administration, where were you when Serbia signed a foreign policy alignment treaty with Moscow? And where were you when Serbia started unfolding and escalating maneuvering of violence in northern Kosovo in 2022? I'd like to hear what you've got to say, so then let's have a discussion about it.
There's no question. The political leaders of Kosovo are responsible, and that includes several, not just one.
No, Joseph. No, Joseph. The ruling party delivered their responsibility. The joint opposition parties, who are a criminal entities that actually looted Kosovo for 20 consecutive years, that sabotaged the declaration of independence for 8 years following the end of the war in 1999, they are the ones that continued to reinstate Serbia's clause into the Republic of Kosovo. They are the ones solely responsible, if you don't know, which I do think you do, but you're coming back to Kosovo with a political agenda, and I would be very, very, very happy to know who the hell is paying your bills coming down to Kosovo. Who is paying your bills? Do be frank and honest and let us know. Because what you're doing now is you're favoring a political entity in Kosovo that is actually undermining and sabotaging Republic of Kosovo at the best interest of Russia's geopolitical strategy to convert Republic of Kosovo into the Russian orbit. Now that you're praising President Trump, who by all means, by all ample evidence, everybody believes that President Trump is in the pocket of Moscow, I wonder, on whose pockets are you? Because this is ridiculous what you're trying to suggest. I'd like to hear further what you've got to say.
The initial blockage was Prime Minister Kurti. He had an opportunity with the big victory, surprisingly big victory in December, to move forward. And in my opinion, as an American...
Oh, wait a minute. You're surprised that the politician that on his mandate dismantled Serbia's installment in Kosovo, you're surprised that he won? You're surprised the politician that instead of looting the country, he reformed and stopped the lootery? You're surprised winning on the victory of a politician that is actually aimed at bringing justice in the favor of the citizens of Kosovo, that aimed to actually remove from power the crime and corrupt and corruptible entities that actually did nothing but fucked up the country? Is that your surprise? What kind of scholar you are? You trying to tell the Kosovars? What kind of example you're trying to say? And it's interesting. You go and say, oh, as an American, well done, Mr. Scholar Edward Joseph. As an American, we see a lot American flag and Russian operation policies to undermine Republic of Kosovo being wrapped in American flag. Are you another one? Because I do have an interesting appetite to recognize those signs. Mind you, I'm 20 years reporting in the armed conflicts, and specifically over the last 10 years, I'm reporting in former Soviet republics, and I do understand a sign when I see one. Specifically, the Moscow's operation to undermine democracies and undermine those state entities that are actually refusing to go and fall in the hands of Putin. I'd like to hear more what you've got to say with your American flag.
American and as a supporter of Kosovo and Kosovo's entry into NATO. President Vjosa Osmani had excellent relationship with Washington when things were very difficult and when strategic dialogue was suspended. So,
what things were difficult? What things were difficult? She attended a meeting outside of the presidential protocol with Richard Grenell. Do you know the man? He's a Moscow's mercenary. That meeting was specifically organized by Serbian government, a Russian proxy, without the presence of the United States government. In the vicinity of the United Nations Security Council General Assembly meeting in September 2025. And she couldn't even explain what was going on. Further, she got some interesting, rather very interesting alignment with someone like Edi Rama, who, by all ample evidence, has employed entire state political apparatus in favor of Belgrade and Moscow in the regional policies of the Western Balkans. What great relations are we talking about? Like, can you stop? Can you please stop sputtering bullshit into the public? And be honest, who is paying your bills to be in Kosovo?
Prime Minister Kurti bears responsibility, but he doesn't bear sole responsibility. Opposition is also responsible for this. This is a continuing blockade, and it's artificial and completely unacceptable, and it is benefiting Serbia because Serbia is then
Okay, we got the message. It's benefiting Serbia. Yeah, we know that. We know that. But what is unacceptable is when you try to distribute the guilt upon all parties involved. Mr. Joseph, the aggressor is the sole responsible entity for having committed a crime. You can't have both. Okay? It can't be both Milosevic genocidal regime guilty for ethnic cleansing and genocidal campaign in Kosovo and the people of Kosovo at the same time who are the victims of the aggression. It can't be both. Ukraine responsible for being Ukraine and Russia responsible for aggressing Russia. It can't be. And you know that damn well. So I am still very curious. What is your motivation to bring about such thoughts, to inject them in the public opinion in Kosovo? Who is paying your bills? I'm very curious to know. Thank you so much. I look forward to see what else you're going to spit out in this country. And guess what? There's no way that I will let this go.